Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Let's move on to Judge Chutkan. Yay. She said she had little use for Trump attorney John Laurel's complaints about potentially damaging information about his client being litigated before the election. She said, I understand there's an election impending. This court is not concerned with the election schedule. Right. This case has been pending for more than a year. We're hardly sprinting to the finish line. So talk to us a little bit about what happened yesterday. You were there, right?
Yeah, I was in the courtroom, and Judge Chutkan was having none of John Laurel's nonsense. It was so painfully transparent that all he cared about was trying to keep all of the evidence of Donald Trump's crimes buried, hidden from public view until after the election. And she said, Mr. Laurel, this litigation will not yield to an election cycle. And I'll tell you, it was a dramatic development when she issued that order late yesterday. And she said the government is directed to file its opening brief. And the government, the prosecutors, are going to lay out all of Donald Trump's crimes and his acts. And they're going to argue those are not official presidential acts worthy of immunity. But importantly, we are now finally going to see everything Donald Trump did, because Judge Chutkan needs to know everything Donald Trump did to litigate, whether they're official acts or unofficial acts. Yeah. So the prosecutor said, we're going to attach grand jury transcripts and interview transcripts and FBI 302s, which is when the FBI interviews somebody and they take scrupulous notes, they turn it into a statement. We're going to attach documents. On September 26th, we are going to get an enormous download of evidence from Republican witnesses in the grand jury about the crimes of Donald Trump.
Okay, here's the, you don't even have to be a lawyer stack to go, is this, Glenn, improper, illegal, corrupt? Trump's lawyers raised Chutkan's eyebrows by seemingly suggesting that Clarence Thomas was advising their defense. John Laurel argued that a ruling by Eileen Cannon, cited Eileen Cannon, as a about the challenge the appointment of Jack Smith should apply in D.C. election interference case, saying the opinion of Cannon should serve as binding precedent. Chutkan asked why the defense didn't challenge the special counsel's authority last year. Laurel said in a concurring opinion penned by Thomas in the D.C. immunity ruling raised the issue of Smith's authority, which Cannon then used to justify her dismissal. This is like a corruption dominoes. Laurel then told the court Thomas directed them to raise this issue. Chutkan said he directed you to do it. Trump's attorney backtracked, saying, well, he didn't direct us to. Trump's attorneys, she said she told their attorneys that the deadline to file the motion challenging Smith's appointment had passed, and she found Cannon's opinion to not be persuasive, I guess to say it politely. When you read Justice Thomas's concurrence, he's telling us to file this motion, Laurel said. Glenn, again, it's a new game show. Improper? Corrupt? What is this?
Yeah. Steph, you just stole my thunder. I have in my hand, on Funk and Wagnall's porch since noon today. So this is the 3 pages of the transcript from yesterday that really are mind-blowing. And you just quoted from them. Anybody scoring at home, pages 49 to 51, go online and look at it. They say, Donald Trump's lawyers say, this is not a summary of what they said. Justice Thomas, in effect, directed us to raise this issue of the appointment of special counsel and suggested that we do it immediately in light of his concurring opinion. And she's like, whoa. Justice Thomas told you to do this? And he's like, humana. Well, not exactly, Judge. I don't know if that was a Freudian slip. I don't know if there is actually a back channel between Justice Thomas, Aileen Cannon, and Donald Trump. But the other really interesting piece about that exchange, nobody spoke Judge Aileen Cannon's name in court, not once. They kept saying that Florida judge. She's like Voldemort now. They literally, nobody, not the judge, not John Laurel, not the prosecutors, would mention her name. But, Judge Chutkan took care of all that nonsense and just completely cut them off at the knees.
Yeah, well, good. By the way, so Crew, God bless them, has said, they filed a brief saying, obviously, Cannon has shown bias in handling criminal charges against Trump. He argues that Cannon's decision hinged on ignoring the plain text of 4 federal statutes, dismissing a landmark Supreme Court opinion confirming the Attorney General's power to appoint a special counsel. So Smith appealed her decision to the 11th Circuit, but he stopped short of asking Cannon be removed. Crew argues if the court reverses Judge Cannon's ruling in this matter, it will be the third time under 3 years it has done so in a seemingly straightforward case about a former president's unauthorized possession of government documents. Talk to us about, so is that why Smith did not ask for her to be removed? Crew is asking for that, but if she is reversed a third time, will he?
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting move by Smith. I think he's giving the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals the opportunity to do it what we call sua sponte, on their own. Because if they reverse her a third time, any responsible appeals court would say, oh, and we're sending it back to a new judge for reassignment, to a fair, independent, impartial judge. But here's the beauty of it. If they don't do that on their own, Jack Smith can still file the motion thereafter. But I think there is, at least the gloss of independence. If Jack Smith says, hey, the appeals court did it on its own, I didn't even ask them to do it.
Yeah.
But he can still ask if they decline to do it.
Okay.
American Financing, saving homeowners over $800 every month by using your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt. American Financing, America's home for home loans. AmericanFinancing.net/progress.